Have you noticed that the most sensitive people you know are the most exhausted right now? The ones who feel everything. The ones who can walk into a room and instantly know who's fighting, who's anxious, who's pretending. The empaths, the old souls, the deep feelers. They're not just tired. They're overwhelmed, foggy, on edge, questioning everything. And here's the twist. Ancient frameworks predicted this exact kind of season. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why sensitive souls are struggling more than anyone else right now, and what ancient wisdom says you must do to not just survive, but evolve. Let's get into it. Here's the reality no one talks about. Modern life is an assault on the sensitive nervous system. Notifications, news cycles, artificial lighting, social comparison, emotional drama, economic uncertainty, war headlines, algorithmic outrage. If you're highly sensitive, your nervous system processes more data per second than the average person. Research suggests roughly 15 to 20% of the population has high sensory processing sensitivity. That means deeper emotional processing, stronger reactions to stimuli, and greater empathy. Now imagine plugging a Formula One engine into rush hour traffic. Ancient systems like Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine described certain constitutions as more porous, more receptive to environmental input. These individuals were considered perceptive but physically delicate. In a chaotic era, they feel it first. But here is where it gets interesting. In ancient tribal systems, the most sensitive person wasn't seen as weak. They were the early warning system. In many indigenous traditions, the shaman was often the most emotionally and physically sensitive member of the tribe. Sensitivity meant signal detection. They could feel subtle shifts in weather, energy, group tension. Today, empaths are doing the same thing, except the weather is collective anxiety. Rising global uncertainty, rapid technological shifts, social fragmentation. Sensitive souls are picking up the static before everyone else consciously registers it. The problem? No one taught them how to filter. So instead of being guides, they're drowning. Ancient cultures had language for this. Hindu philosophy speaks of yugas, cycles where consciousness becomes more material, more chaotic before renewal. The Greeks talked about ages of gold, silver, bronze, and iron, descending into density before rebirth. Taoism describes times when energy becomes turbid and requires inner cultivation. When the world becomes fast, loud, and hyper-material, sensitive people feel friction. It's like trying to meditate in the middle of a construction site. Your system isn't malfunctioning. It's reacting. And ancient systems didn't see chaotic eras as accidents. They saw them as initiation periods. Think about metal in a forge. It must endure extreme heat before becoming stronger. Sensitive souls, historically, were often the ones pushed into spiritual growth during turbulent times, because discomfort forces refinement. If you're feeling overwhelmed, disoriented, even existentially raw, you might not be breaking. You might be shedding. But that only works if you respond correctly. Here's the biggest mistake sensitive people make right now: overexposure. Empaths believe their strength is endurance. If I just try harder, if I just stay informed, if I just help everyone. But ancient wisdom emphasized something radical: withdrawal. not isolation out of fear, sacred retreat. In yogic traditions, there's a concept called pratyahara, withdrawing the senses from external stimulation to restore inner equilibrium.
Modern translation?
Turn the noise down. Sensitive nervous systems were never meant to consume global trauma 24/7. If you don't create boundaries, your empathy turns into burnout, and burnout turns into bitterness. There's another layer most people miss. Emotional contagion is real. Neuroscience shows that mirror neurons cause us to internally simulate what others feel. Sensitive individuals do this intensely. If your body feels tight, anxious, or heavy, it may not be entirely yours. Ancient energy systems described humans as porous fields constantly exchanging information. Whether you see that spiritually or psychologically doesn't matter. Unfiltered exposure equals overload. And overload feels like anxiety, fatigue, brain fog. But here's the empowering part. If you can absorb, you can also regulate. Ancient cultures prioritized grounding practices daily. Barefoot walking, sun exposure, breath work, ritual silence, community storytelling. Today, most of us wake up and check our phones. Sensitive souls must be more intentional about regulation. Try this. Morning sunlight within 10 minutes of waking. 5 minutes of slow nasal breathing. Move your body before digital input. Schedule news consumption instead of scrolling all day. Get into nature weekly. This isn't aesthetic self-care. It's nervous system maintenance. If you skip it, your sensitivity becomes suffering. And there's a deeper shift happening. Many sensitive people built their identity around being the strong one, the therapist friend, the emotional anchor. In dense times, that identity collapses. Because you can't carry everyone anymore. Ancient initiation rites often involved ego death, stripping away roles so the individual could step into wisdom instead of martyrdom. Maybe your exhaustion isn't weakness. Maybe it's evolution. From absorber to transmuter. Absorbers take on emotion. Transmuters process and release it. The difference? Boundaries. Ritual, reflection, journaling instead of venting, movement instead of rumination, silence instead of over-explaining, discernment instead of people-pleasing. Ancient mystics trained for this. Meditation wasn't escape, it was strengthening the inner container. Sensitive souls today need containers. Daily practices that remind your nervous system you are safe, even if the world feels chaotic. Because sensitivity is not a liability. It's an advanced instrument. But instruments must be tuned. Right now feels heavy because it is heavy. But ancient wisdom says dense seasons don't destroy sensitive souls, they refine them. If this resonated, the next video dives into practical daily rituals to protect and strengthen your nervous system in chaotic times. And I think it might be exactly what you need right now. If you're someone who feels deeply and wants to turn that into strength instead of overwhelm, make sure you subscribe and join this community. We're building something powerful here.